Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind Eminent Terry's Moon, Flight Boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucker responsibilities. And right now I want to talk about the word WidderShins. WidderShins, WidderShins, whatever. WIDDERSHINS. Now, what the definition of this is anything contrary to the rotation of the sun. So you see what I'm saying? It's going opposite. Going opposite to the sun's course. Going opposite to the sun's rotation. So this is very unique right here. It's like, because it represents being counterclockwise. So it represents being opposing, opposite. So for the most part, think about it like this. Anybody who come here in this realm of reality and does things that's out of the ordinary. Now think about all things that's ordinary. Kings, queens, presidents, society, structure, pattern, time, you know, relative, rotation, was relevant. You know, that's the wave going in a specific perception. Anytime in a specific direction. So anytime you're not correlating yourself with the wave, that's like being irrelevant. That's almost like you having a conversation, everybody having a group conversation about something. Then I come in and say something that ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. Off the bat, y'all will look at whatever I said as irrelevant. But relevance is the wave. Relevance is just correlating something that's correlated to the wave that we're all going to at this moment. Going through at this moment. So, you know, all this is correlated to the sun as a rotation. So, as you move forward, you have no choice but to think the sun is always moving forward. So, with any form of rotation or whatever motherfucking direction the sun is going in, and however all the other planets is aligning, we know it's a sense of direction, but it's moving forward. So whatever you think is coming around, this is why you have the perception of something never coming to the Pacific same area, Pacific same spot, Pacific same. So whatever you perceive is coming around is not the Pacific same area or location that's coming around. So when you think about contrary and going counterclockwise and things of that nature, that's what the age do. The ages, how we perceive the ages. Also, this is how we perceive the ages. This is also how we perceive anything, because we look at everything as backwards. Because remind you, when you're paying attention to the planets, the traveling of the planets, and you're paying attention to the traveling of the sun, you're not paying attention to it, you're facing it. You're not paying attention to it from your back. You're facing the sun. So just like you're facing me, right? Your left hand will appear to be on my right side of my body because you're facing me. But the moment you turn around and both of our backs is facing the same way, right? Then both of our right arms is going to match and both of our left arms is going to match. So you have to look at that from the purest concept. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, the sun itself is going counterclockwise to something. And the backdrop, what we consider the ages, and we think it's a procession that's going backwards, really that's actually going forward, and the realm of reality we in is going backwards, going opposite. And this is why it creates transformations, but the transformations that we are experiencing is a bunch of unlucky ones. A bunch of ones that keep us stuck in patterns. A bunch of ones that keep us stuck in routines. And anytime you into any kind of pattern or routine, it's unlucky. You see what I'm saying? Think about all the things you keep on experiencing over and over and over again. And you probably in some type of religion, you just want to pray and be like, oh man, can I experience something else? Or can I do something else? Or can I get out of this circumstance or situation? Because the circumstance or situation that you're in is like a fucking merry-go-round. It's a pattern, or it's a routine. It's a hell. So that's the only reason that you want to experience, your spirit want to experience something else. So at the time, this is what we're in. This is why every day is like the same shit. So this is where you get the concept, same shit, just a different day. It's supposed to be same day, just some different shit. But now you got, it's a different day, same shit. See, everything is backwards. You know what I'm saying? And this goes into the situation that when anytime a person come here and be opposing to and be a threat to any kind of infrastructure, any kind of business, any kind of politics, any type of government, anytime somebody come here and be opposing to that, they're seen as disgruntled, or they're seen as being opposing, and they alienate themselves, and they're going to experience a bunch of unlucky circumstances and situations. Now, what society had made you think as patterns and routines would appear to be successful is you gaining comfortability in your life by receiving a lot of these things that they place out here with frequency vibrations that make you think that it's enough that you can sustain yourself, aka like money, house, cars, sustainability, foundation, career. You know, so these things that they place here in order for you to feel successful is still a form of pattern. It's not like you can do this one day and get paid and then do something else the next day and get paid. Once you do something, you got to stay in that rotation. Stay relative into that wave. And don't alienate yourself in order for you to gain all the things you want to gain out of that. So you can't even switch up and change. You can't even experience something new. You got to give all your soul and experience to something. This is why real business savvy people are soulless. And they don't give a fuck about shit. Because they give their soul to something else. And then they put all their time, aka their experience, into that realm of reality, into that rotation. So they give their soul to this. They give their soul to this rotation, this pattern, and this rotation and pattern is already opposite. But that's another video. Let's just say right now it's going in the right direction because we're in this and it's relative to us. Now, as far as when a person go towards protocol. Person get a job, get their GED, go to college. When a person go towards every aligned thing in society, these things was founded from a backdrop, and the backdrop is the planetary alignments, and they're in rotation. So anytime you do that, you're gonna receive the benefit of whatever's placed here that you perceive as success, because this rotation ultimately is what created this realm of reality of all perception and all the energy frequencies that man and woman can take to even utilize themselves and create. So men and women are truly not doing nothing destructive and doing nothing that we feel like they're taking over. Man and women is just doing what the motherfucking planets is doing. That's what people misunderstand. People be lost into thinking that, oh, man came here and did this. Man ain't did shit. Man and women get all their information from the motherfucking stars. Now, their ability to decipher what they got from the stars and how they utilize it is the issue. But what they actually doing is something that everybody is supposed to be doing. But remember, it's not what you're doing, it's how you do it. So if we're cutting down trees, yeah, that's what we're doing. But how they're doing it is what's fucking up. Because they're using the trees for this shit, for that shit. When really it's to create foundation, because trees gonna grow. So it creates land mass and things of that nature. So if we was to cut down a tree, it's for it to build something, build shelter, to build us help us from the weather and the wind and things of that nature. This is how we got houses. But we start to overindulge and over-abuse it. So now we start to put price tags on wood and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So then once we start to sell seeds and things of that nature, we start to get into possession and authority over land, to the point that it's going to come to it's already to a certain degree that a person has control over all the seeds. And they're going to have control over where it get planted. And it's going to have control over it, and they're going to have authority. And this is where you get the concept of farmers and shit. But let me get out of that. Let's get back to WidderShins. So, you know, it's going to lead to a circumstance or situation that, you know, anytime you come here doing some off the wall shit or some shit that's not relative to what's going on right here in this reality, then you're basically acting counterclockwise, and you'll get depistated or destroyed in some way, shape, or form. But if you could develop, if you got a strong enough spirit to withstand all the hurdles and shit in this physical realm, with your physical body, then you will develop enough technology, and your shapeless, formless, odorless, non-flammable, smokeless flame, your spirit conscious, will be big enough to take on forms and bodies to withstand whatever that you're traveling. So whatever you travel, you go all the way through it, And at the end of the rainbow, you receive the benefits and the prosperity from it. And you'll realize that all this shit was an illusion in the first place. But see, it's a thin line between that, because you have to learn how to go along, but also be an individual when going along. So you know the right things that people are going along with, and know how to separate your shit from the wrong things that people are going along with. And that balance right there puts you in an outside looking in type of realm of reality when it comes to the wave. Now, see, WidderShins is in a circumstance or a situation also where everybody to a certain degree feel like that they're going along. Like, they don't feel like, people feel like they're doing what they want to do every day. Like, they don't feel like they're being controlled. But you are. Trust me, you're being controlled in a rotation by the planets to a certain degree. And anytime you do a small WidderShin or WidderShine, whatever you want to call it, anytime you do a small degree of that, you experience the friction. You experience some form or some concept coming to you to make you feel like, I shouldn't do that, or I shouldn't be doing this. And that's when you know you're getting attacked by energetic forces that rule this rotation. And they can play through people, places, and things, because these are lords. Because people have to understand how spirits are birthed. Spirits are born from, like, all right, look at it like this, because people conflate ideas. Now, God itself, the parameter, look at it like an idea or a thought. Now, many different thoughts and ideas came. Now, matter of fact, I want to make another video about this. I don't want to do this right now. But yeah, WidderShins, that's going clockwise, counterclockwise to what's actually going on in the world right now, as far as the reality, as far as the perception of what's going on under these stars that we're up under. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air.